Hey YouTube, Meef Magnet here. Welcome to episode 31 of our Feed the Beast Continuum quick tips and tricks. Today I wanted to go over a little bit of the upgraded power stuff that's going to have to happen in order to get some of the higher end machinery working here. So the first thing I wanted to go over was the high end or the high tier power cell. So I went ahead and got one of those set up. Let's go take a look at it. And there it is. You can see it. It's kind of on the bottom here. And you can kind of hear that noisy fucking generator there too. So power cell here with the combination. I think this is like 110. Yeah, 110 million RF. You can see in this multi-block that this is putting out 7500 RF per tick. So what I've got going here, this doesn't look all that complicated. The output is actually, some of this is redundant, but we've got our output here from this reactor. This is just dumping in here, and then the generator is also dumping in there as well. And this is 7500 RF per tick per face. So really this is pumping in, 15,000 RF per tick. Now these regular leadstone flux duct can't handle that full saturation, but this is what I've got in here right now. Eventually I'm going to start upgrading these to a hardened flux duct, just because they aren't all that more expensive. It's really just some Invar and then some redstone to get that taken care of. So not too complicated, but kind of just wanted to go over that since we're going over some of the power generation stuff here. Yeah, that's about it for that. You're going to have this in order to create the Emme Controller, which is kind of my mid-game goal here, which I kind of been pushing for, if you can call it mid-game, I guess. But one of the other things I wanted to go over was kind of talked about the upgraded flux duct here, but along with some of the upgraded power, I've been dragging around a quadruple battery for a long time. And once I went through and upgraded the drill here, I actually have all three upgrades for the speed augment. But the thing about that is the more of those you put in there, 2 and 3, the more crystal flux you burn up, and it goes like crazy. So there was a quick solution to that. If you look here, I've got a flux capacitor. It functions the same. Here you can see the charge is actually 25 million RF, and it'll send and receive. Well, the send is different, so it'll send 12.5 RF per tick, or 12.5K RF per tick, and then it'll input 50K RF per tick. You can change the charge modes to do stuff in inventory, just equipment, or everything. It's a little bit easier to manage than the battery. It's kind of nice because you can turn it off by a shift right click, and you can see when the UI in the bar changes. You can actually see it on the icon in my hand here. But the great thing about this is you can wear it, it's a bobble. So this will sit there, it'll do its business. You don't have to worry about it. It's not in your inventory. The only thing that sucks is that in order to shut this bitch off, you have to shift click it, so you do have to take it out. But that's there, so keep that in mind. Really, those capacitors aren't all that expensive. Even the basic one, if you've got a quadruple battery already, you can go ahead and upgrade this. So this is only 1 million crystal flux or RF. The next one up is going to be 4 to 9 to 16 to 25, and then there's the it's creative, but the charge on it is you can see it's in gig. So there's a shitload of RF in there, and then the send on that is ridiculous. So yeah, this is a craftable item, and you can do that later on, but we're not anywhere near that. So just wanted to go over that quick. I use it just because finding stuff for this drill is with it, I should say, is a lot easier with the speed upgrades. So keep that in mind. Let's see. One of the precursors to building this Emme controller, and let's take a look at that quick. Emme controller. You're going to notice that here you're going to need 36 million RF at 2000 RF per tick. One thing I wanted to bring up, and here's the big disclaimer. I won't do this in a different episode or anything like that, but as a public service announcement, you're going to see this is upgraded. Here you can see our dirty little bastard children back here, so this advanced RF storage. They don't fucking add to crafting. Now, this is a bug in EFAB, and it was added into the original version of this version of Continuum, which is, I don't know. I pretty much rage quit. I haven't put out an episode in several days. I was pretty disgusted with the fact that, you know, this shit didn't work. It may have been updated. I haven't updated this mod pack. I really don't think you should be having to do that, but that's just how it goes. So, as a purist, I remade 8 more of these fucking things. It did take a significant amount of time, but as you can see here, there is 8 for a total of 2000 RF per tick into here. So, you'll notice that these lines were updated to hardened flux duct, and that's how this is going to sit. Eventually, I'm going to pull that power cell off there, set it on top of here, and just burn out 36 million RF to get an Emme controller. Real quickly, let's go over this power cell and what it takes to make it. Just because you're going to notice here that you're going to need some medium power cells. So these really aren't all that cheap. It's going to be a bunch of Laptron crystals. And then you're looking here at an Iridium alloy plate. Now this has got to be done in the implosion compressor. It looks like this rolling machine here is capable too, I guess. But right now we're kind of stuck with this Iridium alloy. This is actually, it seems like a lot. It's not a ton, but since Iridium is kind of rare, having that drill does help. Just make sure you put these through the machines and get these ready to go. I made a whole bunch of advanced alloy plate just in advance, but that's there. So, I think that's about it for that. Let's take a look at the initial stuff for the Emme controller really quickly, because you're going to notice here that there's a shitload of stuff that needs to happen here. So in previous episodes we've been picking up nether stars. That should be good, but really what we're looking at here that's really a huge pain in the ass is going to be these data orbs, and not so much the storage circuits. These are relatively inexpensive. It's going to cost you some farming, I guess, but here's where it gets to be a pain in the ass. Whole bunch of advanced electronic circuits, some Iridium, and in order to make that work, you know, do the math on this. It's going to take a significant amount of emeralds. I didn't do the math. I just did this because I was bored and just went until I actually came up with the stuff. So do that math. I'm not doing it for you. So yeah, not too far away from getting this done. Let's see here. Talking about nether stores, data orbs, electronic circuits. So along with these stupid bastard advanced RF storage blocks for EFAB that are bugged, I happen to make 3 and take the 5 RF storage I had here and actually make those 2, and then come to find out that they don't actually add to crafting. I had to do all of these circuits to make these things all over again. Over here on the old bitch ass Empowerer. So don't do what I did. Forget about those stupid things. They probably add to the total, but they're not going to help you in crafting. So I don't know. Honestly, I don't think this is worth it to even put this shit in here. Yeah, they have some storage. I don't think you're going to need it. With a high power cell, it should be good to go. The one thing that we probably should have looked at here was truly wireless and these flux plugs. The reason I didn't go that route, and I don't know if we're necessarily going to have to do that just yet, is these are absolutely ridiculously expensive. The iridium alloy plate by itself, you're looking at 4 iridium alloy per block. And then in order to make this controller, you're looking at 4 blocks. So do the math on here. In order to even make this work, you got to have the controller, you got to have a plug and a point. So you have to have all 3 of these in order to even make that happen. I think the great part about this is that it is truly wireless, and there is no the transfer is unlimited either way. So as fast as the power cell will dump it out, this thing will do its business. So I haven't got there yet just because it's so stupidly expensive. I just don't think it's going to happen for a while yet. I've been chewing up the basement pretty good, and it just hasn't yielded a whole lot of iridium. So keep working on that power storage. There's going to be some better solutions coming up. I think we might have to upgrade that reactor a little bit, but it should kind of keep you on track. But anyway, I think that's it. It kind of gives you an idea of what's going on. Get that power cell together, and keep making those circuits. You got to have the stupid things. So, but anyway, that's it for this episode. Until next time.